Hey people, I hope God has kept you, and my name is Janet and sustained you. And today we are going to read Psalms 127, a song of ascents of Solomon. Is this laboring and prospering with the Lord? Psalms 127, let's read these Psalms. Unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. Unless the Lord builds a house, they labor in vain who build it. Hey, Psalms 127. Why does the scripture tells us that it is unless the Lord builds the house? With the words unless the Lord builds, the psalmist asserts that life lived apart from God is not worth living, a view that this Psalms shares with the book of Ecclesiastes. Even building a house is useless if the Lord is not in the process. Hey, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders, they labor in vain who build it. They labor in vain. These words, unless the Lord builds the house, shows you that you have to include the Lord in everything that you are building, anything that you are starting, any idea that you are birthing. You have to include the Lord, because unless you do that, you are laboring in vain. So are we not supposed to pray for everything that we are starting to do in our businesses? That time that you are setting up that business, you are supposed to know that this is a house you are building. It doesn't have to be just the structure. It just have to be an idea. It has to be an idea that you are humbling in your mind concerning the life that you are going to live, concerning what you want to do to maybe help yourself. And this is the Bible telling us that unless we include the Lord in whatever we are doing, then we are doing it in vain. So that is scripture number one, verse number 1. It is in vain for you to rise up early or sit up late to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he gives his beloved sleep. This is a heavy scripture. It is in vain. What does the bread of sorrows mean? If you sit up late in the night and wake up very early, do you think it is in vain if you have not included God, the Lord, in whatever you are doing? The bread of sorrows captures the essence of those removed from a sense of the Lord in their lives. The food that should give them strength for life and a zest for living only maintains them in their miserable state. Can you understand this? That the bread of sorrow captures the essence of those removed from a sense of the Lord in their lives. The food that should give them strength for life and a zest for living only maintains them in their miserable state. It only maintains them in their miserable state. That state that you are in, that miserable state, the food that is making it just has to maintain you just in that miserable state, but it will not take you out of that state. So it's in vain. It's just vain. It's just a bread of sorrow. So let's read verse number 3. Behold, children are a heritage from the Lord. The fruit of the womb is a reward. Children are a heritage from the Lord. Do we consider our children a heritage from the Lord? Do you know that it is children, it is God who gives us the children that we have? It is Him who gave us. It is Him. It is our heritage from Him. He gave them to us. Children are heritage. Children are God's gifts to us. They are God's gift to us. Imagine God gifted us with these children. And when somebody gifts you, a gift is very sweet because it is given from the heart. When somebody has chosen a gift and gifted you, this person has done good to you. So you can imagine it is God who has given us these children. So He gifts us with a clean heart. He has given us these children. They are a heritage. Children are heritage. Children are God's gifts. So like like arrows in ancient times, having many children was regarded as a symbol of strength. Having many children was regarded as a symbol of strength those days. This was particularly true in an agricultural economy since the extra hands of children increased the productivity of the farmer. Oh my God! So the children had to go and do the labor in the farm, so just to make the farms yield, so that extra hand will increase the yield, so children also used to work. That is what we are being told here. The extra hand of children increased the productivity of the farmer. So number 4 tells us, like an arrow, the hand of a warrior, like an arrow in the heart of an warrior, like an arrow in the heart of a warrior, so are the children of one's youth. So children of one's youth are like an arrow in the hands of a warrior. You know what that means. When you have an arrow and you are a warrior, so children are like that. You use that arrow to defend yourself, sometimes to attack, sometimes to, So those are the children of one's youth. Happy is the man who has his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but shall speak with their enemies in the gate. Happy is the man who has his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but shall speak with their enemies in the gate. They shall not be ashamed. They shall speak with their enemies at the gate. This is interesting. This scripture, Psalms 127, is a wisdom is a wisdom psalm also, because I'm considering it. At the gate was the place where the elders of the city met and where citizens would convene. You remember, even in the villages where we are born, villagers, the gate is a place of where men would convene and maybe sit at the side of the gate and discuss issues, and this is a place of meeting. So they shall not be ashamed. Happy is the man who has his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but shall speak with their enemies in the gate. You know, it is very, very important to understand this scripture, that even as children, we are talking of children here whom God has given us. The fruit of the womb is a reward. Remember, children are a fruit of the womb. And when God makes your womb fruitful, fruits are always very sweet. You know that. When you are eating a fruit, you feel good. So if children can be considered fruits of the womb, it means our wombs have yielded happiness and joy, sweetness. Our wombs have yielded sweetness, and that is what God is reminding us, that the womb that He gave us, and it yielded this nice fruit, which is our children, is something to thank Him for. So unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. Don't build the house, even for those children that God has given you, without including God even in the building. You could be constructing, you could be saving that money, you could be, investing that money without including God, because I have children and I have to, I have to save for them. I have to give them an inheritance. Yet you are not including God in that. You are laboring in vain, my friend. You are laboring in vain. You are advised to include God in everything that you do. Any labor of your heart, any building of a house that you are starting, building of a house, not the structure, but building anything, an inheritance. When you are building it, include God in it, because without doing that, you are doing everything in vain. May God help us to understand this scripture and to include Him in everything. Pray for everything that we start doing with our hands, and even with our ideas, even with our money that God has given us. He's the giver of silver and gold. May God help us to include Him and to pray even before we start constructing any idea, even in our minds. May God bless you. Please subscribe to the channel. Give the video a like. Share this video, and give the video a like. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.